Hey everyone, I'm Oscar. Well, he's looking for the slides. A little bit about me, we'll show it, but I'm developer advocate for Jenkins X, based out of the US. There it is. Yep. Oh, okay, it's PDF. There it is. And I'm wearing the Tecton shirt for a reason. Because as you know, Tecton and Jenkins X go together, right? So I just wanted to make sure people know. Tecton, Jenkins X, right? So let's talk about how you might modify your pipeline and customize it in Jenkins X. There are, what I believe to know, two flavors of the pipeline, the build pack pipeline, and then also the default one. I'm going to talk about just the build pack one, okay? So again, a little bit about me. I've done some work. You can follow me on Twitter, catch up, but I want to talk about, I think we already know what Jenkins X is. Raise your hand if you know a little bit about Jenkins X. Anyone? There we go. Okay, we do. Now, I won't get into the differences of Jenkins X and Jenkins, just know that Jenkins X is completely different in a way. So I think James Rawlings and Christy Wilson did a good job earlier, so I won't go into detail about what Jenkins X is, but here's the visual, right? A lot of open source technologies are in that stack, and it is an opinionated way of doing CI/CD natively in Kubernetes, right? So that's the key takeaway. I kind of drew this up. I don't think it looks nice, but it shows you that CRDs, or as they talked about earlier, custom resource definitions, is at the heart of Tecton, right? And I grabbed this from the Tecton site, the verbiage, actually. And here's one of my, probably the best drawings I did. So this shows you the custom definitions, the custom resources. You could see the pipeline. All of these work together. On the right, you can see your app is calling them. It's doing some stuff. It's executing that pipeline, right? All within Jenkins X and all within Kubernetes, right? So now here's the interesting part. That's what you get when you have both, right? Cloud native CI/CD. And that's the beauty of this marriage. So now I'm going to show you a couple of things. So I wish this was a little bit longer, but it isn't. So I'm going to go into detail as to what you would do to modify your pipeline. So I'm going to zoom in. There we go. By default, if you import your application, no matter if it's Go, if it's Node.js, if it's whatever, when you import it, we are going to create a Jenkins-X YAML file. That file will contain originally just this. That's it. That will run your tests. It will show you everything. And your app will be deployed to staging, right? You didn't have to do anything. But most of us want to be in a little more control. So what do? I'm going to show you two things. One of them is going to be, okay, there we go. So the first option we have is to append steps to our pipeline. So we have our build pack definition. This is actually related to a Node.js application. And I'm saying I'm going to add a couple of steps before the build and after, right? And the nice thing is you can name the steps, so you can see I have a custom name steps. And then I'm going to output that. I could do a lot more, but for now, that's what I do. This is the YAML definition. So we modified the YAML file, put this through, and create a promotion, and our app will actually run and deploy this. And if we were doing a demo, the logs would show you exactly this, right? So it would show you the output of that echo message at the right stage. So this is one way to customize the pipeline. However, If you wanted to completely override the pipeline, now you don't have the build pack definition at the top, and now what you do, you start putting your options together. I actually add some container options and tell it how much CPU I wanted to use, how much memory, and at the time of build, it's going to use that, right? Now notice how I actually have a custom image too. I told it that my Node.js application needs to be built, but I needed to use that custom Docker image that actually resides in Docker Hub, right? So I'm not using the registry that JenkinsX has. I'm using my own. And lastly, you can see the two stages here I have. So I have my build stage. I have a couple of steps there. And further down, I have my testing. So this application actually just executes a couple of Mocha.js tests. And once you run this and promote the app again, it's going to execute exactly that and finish at that level where it just ran the test, right? I didn't deploy it. So this is all that happens when you customize it and overwrite the pipeline. If you want to know more, I actually have a couple of videos on it. I'll be posting links, but for now you can follow us on Twitter and ask any question. I'm happy to help you. Thank you.